and dreams and reading the Bible is every book is about their relationship with the Father and how he was revealing things to them. And this is, and just like I have my story of how he revealed the things he did to me. A rebellious nation. And he said unto me, Son of man, stand upon thy feet, and I will speak unto thee. And the Spirit entered into me when we spake unto me, and set me upon my feet, that I heard him that spake to me. And he said to me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation that hath rebelled against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me, even unto this very day. For they are impudent children, stiff-hearted. I do send thee into them, and those shall say unto them, Thus saith the Lord. And they, whether they will hear, or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there hath been a prophet among them. And thou, son of man, be not afraid of them, neither be afraid of their words, their briars, their thorns. And thou dost dwell among the scorpions, be not afraid of their words, not be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. And thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear. But for they are the most rebellious. But thou, son of man, hear what I say unto thee. Be thou not rebellious, and that rebellious house, open thy mouth and eat that what I give thee. And when I looked, behold, an hand was sent unto me, and a roll of book was therein, and he spread it before me, and was written without, and there was written therein lamentations and mourning and woe. See, I always say people think I'm depressed. That Jesus stuff is making you crazy, depressed. You got to remember, carnal, rebellious people that have not touched the cross don't understand. A worldly person understands spiritual matters. But when you get the spirit of truth on you and you realize how this world or the narrative thereof is oppressing it, anybody should go into mourning or sackcloth. That's what Elijah was said to suffer from, because he was mourning for the people, knowing that they were a toxin to themselves. Babylon trusted in their own wisdom, and her sorceries couldn't save her. Rebellion is a form of sorcery. Some people defect further from the truth. Warn the wicked and warn the righteous. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him a warning, and speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity. But his blood will I require at thine hand. Yet thou warn the wicked, and turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered the soul. So again, when a righteous man doeth turn from his righteousness and commit iniquity, and I lay a stumbling block before him, he shall die, because thou hast not given him warning. He shall die in his sin, and his righteousness, which he hath done, shall not be remembered, but his blood will I require at thine hand. Nevertheless, if thou warn the righteous man that the righteous doth not sin, he shall surely live, because he is warned, also thou hast delivered thy soul. But see, and this is where the Lord tells me, guard your tongue, this next part, in front of a wicked person, because sometimes open communication is an opportunity for them to gossip, to slander, to belittle. So you're going to have to discern people's behaviors, and this is why some people think I'm ignoring them. The Lord tells us not to expose the unfruitful works of even in conversation, expose the unfruitful works of darkness. I'm not going to talk about anybody. I'm not going to speak death about somebody or over somebody, and transgress their spirit if they're trying to change their life. That would make me vile and evil. That's coveting. But thou, son of man, behold, they shall not put bands on thee, and shall blind thee with them, and thou shalt not go out among them, and I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of their mouth, that thou shalt be dumb, and shall not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house. This is where the Lord got unto me to tell me some people do not pray for. There's a do not pray for list. If people are blaspheming the Most High God, like with willful sin, that's unpardonable. That's an unpardonable sin, and you can't pray for people who are doing it on purpose. Some people are not. But this is where your discernment will come to play. Love not the world, and love the Father is not in you. People who gain the world, it's a profit a person to gain the world and lose his soul. Those people chose the world and live in willful sin. And that's why I say, if you're around blasphemers, do not intermingle with the fallen. You can't drink the cup of devils and drink the cup of the Lord. They'll debase your mind. They'll corrupt your mind. They're always talking, because they're they call this a carcinogen child, economic allegory. They think they have to sin to become what God created them to be. They're under a strong delusion. That I send them a strong delusion so they believe the lie. The Lord would never require you to shame yourself, set yourself on fire. And in that case, you're a curse to yourself, and then you curse everything you encounter. Everything you touch is cursed. Your children's future, your relationships. Do you think the Lord said, here, I give you life, now go destroy it? Go be poison to yourself and your family. Thou shalt not pass thy seed through the fire. So this is where, you have to realize, I have done deliverance on people, and they've said that they're cursed, and I'm like, no, you've seen cursed living, but people believe this over themselves because they've seen so much derogatory, oppressed living or dysfunctional lifestyles. That's not being hateful. Sin has to be acknowledged for it to be addressed. That's not being hateful. Some people don't like to hear the truth. The truth becomes the hate message because you're addressing or convicting them of their bad behaviors or their bad lifestyles. But if it's affecting you or moving you emotionally or mentally, triggering you, that's the parts you need to repair. That you feel uneasy about, something makes you feel uneasy, that's the parts that's damaged in you. That's the parts that shouldn't be there. No one should be able to move you emotionally or mentally. If they are, there's a rebellious nature in them or a controlling spirit in them. And you can become the person that hurts you. You can become the people that hurt you by building the same walls that they placed on you. You become, if that seducing spirit made you become a seducing spirit to somebody. The wound this person, and then you, whatever you encounter, you become wounding those people. You're unhealthy. You're an unhealthy individual. Someone might have done it to you, but that's what I'm saying. This is where your greatest wisdom comes from, is your life's trials and failures. That should be your skills or discipline to know what you should not do or what didn't work. Doing the same things, repeating this, expecting a different result is insanity. You can't go around treating people how the people that destroyed you did and think you're not destroying others. So now you're shaming somebody. This is what a curse is. This is what a lineage curse is. This is how it's representation of the narrative in people's lives. Where you're showing them how to live just the way you learned how to live. And you become the very people that destroyed you. And then you put your children under the same curse. And then they put their children under the same curse. And nobody knows how to break off the defiance or the rebellion. People tell me, oh, that Jesus stuff's making you crazy. This is people that are still under the curse around me. That they don't recognize this new identity. Because you got to be tired of being tired of being miserable and living a life of rebellion. And having bad relationships, having gossiping, backbiting, talebearing, slandering others, belittling others. And your tongue is crafty. Your native tongue is of your father, the devil, because they speak death all the time. They don't even know how to speak life into their own life. They gaslight themselves. I know who I was before I had this cross, and that's why I say they become one mind with Satan, the accuser of their brethren. They do the same thing. Well, you used to live this way. You used to do that. God would never use it. What about your past? They don't understand growth. They don't want, like they say, misery seeks company, or evil person's not happy unless they're causing strife in someone's life. They don't want to see people be better because they're not better. They're unhealthy. They have unhealthy minds and unhealthy tongues. That's a debased mind where, they'd rather see you fall down with them than to let you help them up. They don't understand life, a healthy life.